Welcome to the world of MindMeister, a Web 2.0 tool that enables brainstorming and organizing capabilities, allowing users to create efficient, functional mind maps. This tutorial will help you get acquainted with the basics of MindMeister. Do you like to brainstorm ideas alone or by collaborating with your classmates? Do you like to organize those ideas into a functional, efficient mind map using the computer? If so, then MindMeister is for you. You will learn how to add text, colors, and pictures to your mind maps. And you will see how easy it is to share your maps with your fellow classmates or friends. Let's get started. When you log into MindMeister, you will come to a screen like this one. You'll notice a node in the middle of the page where you can begin your work by clicking on the node and entering your main idea. Now, before I go further, let's look at the basic layout of MindMeister. At the top of the page, you'll see words: add, delete, connect, cut, copy, paste. There's even a print button where you can print your work. In the right margin, there's an area to personalize your page. And we'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's work on the content and the text that we're going to create a mind map with. This year, you're going to be doing a lot of things with readers, theater. So I'm going to focus on that for our mind map that we create today. You'll have the opportunity to turn in student-created mind maps that encompass your plan for performing your scripts. So let's get started. Reader's Theater is our main idea in our mind map today. And if we ever want to branch off and create new areas of our map, we'll go up to the word Add at the top, and we'll click on it, and you can see we've got a new node. And the first thing, anytime we're going to begin a script, we must need the title of our script. Now, I'm going to click out of the box, and as you can see, there's a little blue area around it, which means MindMeister knows you're still working with that topic. You come up to the word Add again, and it gives you a new node. And the title of the script that we're going to use for our example is The Trial of Socrates. So now I'm done with that, but we can't really do much with Reader's Theater with only a script. So the next thing I'm going to add to my map is the genre of literature. I want to make sure that I come back to my Reader's Theater and that that's highlighted so it knows this is the topic I'd like to branch off of, and I'm going to add a new node. And in this node, with every script we do, I would like for you to add the genre of literature that it comes from. Again, you can see the box around here. MindMeister knows I'm thinking of my genre of literature topic. So I come up and I add a new node. And the genre of literature for The Trial of Socrates is historical fiction. And by the way, you will be creating many of these throughout the year. So, with Reader's Theater. Okay, so I've got my genre of literature. I know the title of my script. The next thing I want to think about are the characters and the roles that people are playing. So we're going to come back to Reader's Theater, make sure we click on that, and we're going to add a new node. And this is going to be characters and the roles. I can click off of that. It's highlighted now with the rectangle or square, and so I know, or MindMeister knows, I'm still working with this area. I'm going to come up here and add a node, and let's say our characters, we of course have Socrates, and Socrates is going to be played by William. He's not the only character in that script, so we're going to add a new character. Our other character, we're going to do a narrator, and our narrator is going to be played by Jeff. We want to come back here and we're going to highlight our characters and roles again so MindMeister knows to branch off of it. I'm going to click the word add, and this time we're going to add Judge 1, and this will be played by Michaela. And I'm going to add another character, last one for our example and time, and this time I'm going to add Plato. And Plato is going to be played by Henry. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my main module, and you can see I can't see my entire map. Well, with MindMeister, they solve it very easily. If you come to this little plus, it centers it for you very nicely. So now we're back at Reader's Theater. And the other thing when we're performing a Reader's Theater script, we want to think about another topic, which are the props that we might use. And again, now I'm going to branch off with some props that we might possibly use when creating a script for Trial of Socrates. I've got my rectangle around props, so I'm going to come up here and add. And one of the first things that I'm going to add is a robe. I'm going to go back to props, and I'm going to add another node. And this time, let's say we want to add a glass. I'm going to come back to props, so it needs to add a node from there. And let's say we need a book. Books can be used for sound effects, or books can be used for a simple prop. Okay, so now we've got that done. All right, now that we've got our information, our content, our body, we can come over to the right-hand margin and spice up our mind map. Make it creative, make it personal. So let's get started adding some personal flair to our mind map. First thing I want to show you how to do is possibly change the color of your text, and then I'll show you how to add a picture. Let's say our second set of headings, we would like to change the color, and let's say we'd like to make them blue. I simply click and highlight it. It's highlighted. Let's come over and we're going to choose the navy blue. I'll go to my characters and roles, and I'll choose, again, all my second subheadings I'm going to make blue. And we'll try that one again. Okay, let's say I'd also like to change maybe the color of my title, to give it a little more flair, and let's say I'd like to make the Trial of Socrates red. So you can manipulate and change all the colors of your text however you would like. Just remember to make sure the blue square is highlighted so that MindMeister knows which area of the map you're talking about. The next thing I'd like to show you is adding a picture. If you come down to icons and images, this allows you to remove an icon. This allows you to choose an icon, and you can see there are many different icons to choose from. I'm going to click over here on actually adding an image, and there's 3 different ways you can do this. You can upload a new image if you have one in your student folder you would like to use. You may use an image from the web and it does an automatic Google search for you, or you can browse an image library that MindMeister has. I'm going to show you 2 ways, the way to upload it from the internet. And one of the really efficient things that MindMeister does is, you can see I highlighted Reader's Theater, so it automatically comes up in my search. I didn't have to type anything, and I didn't have to waste time looking. If you scroll down and look at the different pictures that it came up with on the Google search, I've got a wonderful picture of Reader's Theater that I would like to use. One thing I want to point out, we'll talk about later, it says this image may be subject to copyright, and we'll talk about copyright and submitting assignments to us to the teacher and which ones you can use and which ones you can't. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this in my mind map today. So very easily, you see the remove button comes up. If I decided not to use that one, it's very easy to take it out. All right, I'm going to move along, and I think the trial of Socrates, I'd like to add a picture. But this time I'm going to choose it from their image library. And I'm going to scroll down. And Trial of Socrates reminds me of a judge, and I saw this wonderful picture of something judges use. So I'm going to use that selected image, and voila, it appears. Let's say I'd like to personalize my map even more, and let's say I would like to choose a glass. So I can have a picture of a glass. Again, I'm going to highlight it before I look it up. Come over to choose an image, and this time I'm going to use an image from the internet again. I don't have to type in glass, it automatically comes up. I'm going to choose it, and again we'll talk about the copyright laws at another time. I'm going to use this selected image, and I can add a glass to my picture. Alright, I'm going to choose to add one more image from the library, and this time and I noticed I still have the glass highlighted. I'm going to X out of this, go back, simply highlight the book, and then I'm going to go to Choose Image, Browse Image Library, and I'm going to scroll down and see that if they have any uncopyrighted books that I can choose from. And I'm sure after we use this a few times, you'll remember what images they have and which ones they don't. So I'm going to use that selected image. All right, so I hope that you get an idea of what MindMeister has to offer. It's a wonderful Web 2.0 tool that gives you the ability to add text, pictures, colors, font. You can personalize it however you would like. It's a wonderful way to also share things with your neighbors in your classroom, with your friends, even your moms, dads, and you can turn in assignments to your teacher. And let me show you how. If you come down here to this area, there is a share map. If you click on share map, it comes up with different, you've got a general sharing area, and this is the one I want you to think about now. It came up in pink, and we're going to invite people to share with your mind map. And all you're simply going to do is type in someone's email at, and I'm using a fictitious one right now, email@gmail.com. And what this allows is after whoever you send this email to, they will be able to contribute to your mind map. If you would like someone to just view your mind map and possibly not contribute to it, then you would simply add them as viewers. And all you're going to do is invite these people by clicking on that button, and voila, you have simply shared your map with others, and they can collaborate with you together, or you can simply turn in an assignment, which you will have to do with your Reader's Theater scripts, as well as other numerous fun things we're going to do on MindMeister this year. Again, I hope that you're excited about using MindMeister. Some of the different ways that we plan to use it this year in our classroom is for brainstorming, organizing ideas. We will use it with novel studies, stories, getting information and discussing stories, science experiments. We'll even use it in social studies. And occasionally, I'll have you create a mind map for a test review. I hope you are as excited as I am about the potential MindMeister has. I can't wait to see your creativity blossom and your thoughts ignite and expand as you work together, brainstorming and collaborating alone and as a team. I know I'm going to see some really creative mind maps with lots of personal flair as the year progresses.